Hello, hello. Happy Sunday. I'm Tiffany. Welcome to my quilting life. And today is Sew Sunday, where we sew on a Sunday. And we're not going to make a quilt today. We're going to make pajama pants. Oh, I just love pajama pants. They're going to be in a super soft fleece fabric. And then I'm going to make another pair in this really cool purple and skull fabric that I got in the mail. Was it last week or the week before? Last week. I got it for my birthday. So, you know, I'm going to make it, and I got some elastic and everything. But before I get started, let's see who's here. Now that this thingy is working. Live chat. Let's see. We have Kay, Jim, Diana, Diane, Dawn. Wow, there's a lot of D names. Mary, Tracy, Karen, Norma, Polly, Virginia, Joyce, Shirley Ann, Vicky, Donna, Shelly, Heather, Geraldine, Kim, Joy, Mary, Betty. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on, so I'm struggling to read here, guys. Peggy, Candace, Tabitha, Becky, Cynthia, Catherine, and so many more. Welcome, welcome, everybody. They're just rolling in. So before I get started on what we need for today's project, I'm going to show you that I finished last week's table runner and the other one that has been sitting on over there behind the camera for like a year. Ready? Ta-da! All done and quilted up. So what I did was I quilted in this one. I quilted in against the applique stitches. So I quilted along the edge in the applique stitch on the inside, and then I echoed around the outside of the star, and then the whole entire background is leaves. So I did that on all the stars. Here at the back, you can see the quilting better on the back side. So you can see that those flowers really pop. Oh, and I did a swirl in the center of the flower. And then this is what it looks like on the front. That. And then obviously I quilted the other one too. Ta-da! So here's the other one that was my example. This one I did like a spirally quilty thing. And this one, instead of stitching inside of the flower, I only stitched inside the circle of the center and echoed around the outside of the flower only. So there you can kind of see the quilting. I did it in like a orange thread called tangerine. And then here's what it looks like on the back. You can see that outside of the flower, but the swirly in the center of the circle of the flower. And then you can see the swirlies of the quilting. So instead of doing the spirals like I normally do, where I fill in the whole space, I kind of just did these and then went off on it and did another one. And then, you know, so it gave it this really cool look. So there's my two table runners. And as you can see, the center of this one, I had the same fabric to bind it with. And then obviously I told you I would use the rest of this, and I bound this in that stripe. So it looks really cute. So I want to make sure you guys saw these before I put them aside and not take them out for a while. And then the scraps from Breakfast at Tiffany's floating star pattern made this table runner. So this is my scraps from the floating star. I keep telling myself I'm going to make stuff with the scraps. Well, I finally did. I used my scraps up, so I didn't have to put anything away. And then I quilted this one in wood grain. So you could see it's quilted in wood grain. And this bound with black fabric. So those are the things I did this week. Kept myself busy. Anyways, happy birthday, Marine Corps. And what do you say? What's the word again? I forgot. Huh? Semper Fi. And then, and tomorrow is Veterans Day. So happy Veterans Day to all those veterans out there. Oh, there's another piece stuck on here. Anyways, so we're going to make, come on here, some pajama pants out of fleece and then regular cotton. This is going to be super easy. You can do this. If you are a beginner at sewing, this is something you can do. You don't even need a serger, but I'm going to pull my serger out, which I laid behind me on the floor. And then I'm also going to use the Juki as well. So I'm kind of going to bounce between both machines. So the first thing you need is some fleece. I have like more than a yard here, but I want the length of my legs. So from the waist, if you measure from your waist and just leave it above, you know, like this, so that you can have room to fold it down, all the way down to your feet, or however high you want your pajama pants to be. I'm measuring down to my feet so that they, you know, at least come to my ankles when I cut it. That's how much you need. I have enough that I'll have a little bit extra from this. And it's going to be the same with the regular fabric. The other thing you're going to need is elastic for your waist. So however big your waist is, you would measure the elastic the exact size of your waist. And then when we go to sew it together, we literally cross it over by an inch. So it gives it that stretch, and we're going to sew it. So it's literally just needs to be enough for your waist. And it's going to be the same with my cotton fabric. It's going to be the same thing. The only other thing you need is, these are used pajama pants. Okay, I used the heck out of my pajama pants. For my cotton ones, I grabbed a smaller pair of cotton pajama pants. So these ones are more like my summer pants, which is what this will end up being. So you need these for your pattern when you go to cut everything out. So you need a pair of those. And then for the fleece, because fleece are a lot wider, as you can tell just by looking at it, I grabbed a pair of old fleece pants that I've used the heck out of. They've, you know, filled up over the years and they're dirty as hell, but stained, I should say. But these are a lot wider, so this will allow me to have more comfort and movable room in my fleece pajama pants, because I don't want them to be like super tight against my skin. I like them loose fit. So I need the pajama pants that I previously had that I don't need anymore because I'm making new ones. So the ones that can go in the trash, I need as the pattern to start. So we're going to get started. We're going to do the fleece ones first. And I'm telling you right now, this is super easy. We are going to turn the camera facing the table. And I'm going to get it set up right now. That way you can watch how I cut these out. I'm going to tilt it, lift it. Camera is moving. And we're going to put you on the table so that you can see right here how I cut these out. And they're going to be super cinched to sew. Alrighty. So here is my fabric. I need to determine the length of my legs real quick, because I, again, have extra fabric. So I'm going to measure from the floor. I have it hanging on the floor a little bit to the top of my waist, but above my hips. So I don't know if you can see right here on the side of the camera. I kind of left it up so you could see this. Above my hips is, we're at 39. I'm going to take it about that high. So 39 inches of fabric is what I'm going to need.
Are you going to use your serger?
Yes, I'm going to use my serger. So I'm going to take this to 39 inches. So that way it's plenty long enough for me. So about right here to where this stops, right there. I'm just going to slide it over, and I'm going to cut this off right here, all the way down. I'm literally cutting about an inch beyond that, just because I want to be sure that I have my full length. I don't want them to drag on the floor, but I don't want them to be so short. I don't want them to be too short. I'd rather them be longer and hem them than be too short. That's the only time I'm going to need that measuring tape. The next thing I'm going to do is, this has got a pretty wide selvage on it. See that right here? So I'm going to make sure that both those really wide selvages are lined up. I'm just going to shake it out right here to line those selvages, keeping my fabric nice and straight on the grain still. I just want those selvages lined up better. And what I'm going to do is, here's my fold. I'm gonna fold this on top of itself right here, just like this, up and butting it up to the selvage right there. If a little bit ends up in what I'm sewing, that's fine, but technically I'm cutting around all this. The next thing I'm going to do is smooth it out. I want everything to be super smooth, top and bottom. I don't feel no wrinkles under there. Stays pretty nice. Now I'm going to take.
Is that fleece or is it flannel?
This is fleece. Yes. So now I'm going to take my used pajama pants, the kind that this is my pattern right here, and I'm going to take that folded side. So here's the crotch area, here's the folded side. I'm literally going to put the folded sides along my double fold right here. I'm going to come down a little because I want my waistband right here, because remember, we're folding this into a waistband. And then I'm also going to come right here, making sure that everything's nice and flat. It's along the fold. You don't even need marking tools for this. This is so easy to do. This is one of the first things I learned how to do when I first learned to sew, is make pajama pants. All right, so now that I have this folded twice and my pant leg side is folded along the fold, I'm going to cut this out. Now, if you do have a marking tool that can mark on fleece without making a big mess and yanking on it like this, then try it. But I'm just going to literally slide this down and cut. So I'm going to make sure that all these layers right here at the end are going to be straight. So I'm going to go ahead and cut right here along the pants, just like this. And I'm going to come out about, I'm almost an inch, but I'm not really, because I'm using my serger, but you want to at least be a ½ an inch away for your seam allowance. I'm coming out about an inch because I'm going to serge it and it's going to cut off anything excess. And now I'm just going to follow this very carefully with scissors around the curve of the crotch area right there. And now I'm going to come down once I'm past that and follow the leg. Now that I'm this far, I'm going to very carefully slide this, keeping it all on the table.
I like how you just use the old pair for that.
Yeah.
That makes it
The
easy.
old pair for the pattern makes this super cinch to do. Remember, we're cutting about a ½ an inch away, but mine's more like an inch because I'm serging it. So it's a little bit different. Here's my excess. You don't really need that. I'm going to toss it aside, out of the way, and then I'm going to cut the bottom nice and equal. I'm just cutting about an inch off of it because I could feel that under one was really low, and I'm cutting a super straight across the bottom, just like that, because it's going to get hemmed. All right, first cut is done and out of the way. The next thing we're going to do is you're going to open this up just like this, and you're going to have this weird funky shape. You got this shape right here, and this shape right here. I'm going to work with this top section away from me so that you guys can see. This back one, I don't need to do nothing to. We're going to come right here to this front section, and about halfway, from the halfway point, I'm going to put my scissors on here, and I'm going to come in. If I line this up on a line, you can see. If I come in at this halfway point, I'm going to cut down about an inch right here towards the front. So I'm literally going to start halfway, and I'm going to make my way slowly till I've hit that 1 inch mark on the front. That's going to be that front part of your waistband, because you don't want your waistband to be up above your belly button. It's supposed to be below your belly button. The back side is supposed to be up above your butt. So up above my butt, below my belly button. Now this front part is the crotch. This is your butt. We're not touching your butt. We're touching this area, and we're going to cut about an inch in, and then we're going to kind of curve it down just a little bit different. So as you can see, I'm going to come about right here, about an inch, and I'm going to take that curve and then meet it up with the leg right about there. So I just came down and brought that the crotch part in. So it's 2 layers right here because we have 2 legs. All right, that's all the cuts. Literally, that's all we needed to do.
Will the front part of the crotch be longer than the back?
No, the front part of the crotch sits down in. I know this is weird on camera, but the front part of the crotch is actually shorter between the distance from your, right here below your belly button down to the center down there. It's a lot shorter. So your butt part is bigger because your butt is bigger than your front half, if that makes any sense. All right, now I'm going to separate the two pieces right sides together. So I'm gonna put this one right sides together with this. And I'm gonna separate this one. Right sides together. I'm gonna line these sides of the leg up. I'm gonna line the crotch seam with the butt seam. I'm gonna move that out of the way. And then I'm gonna put this one right sides together. You just need to flip it. We're gonna line up that crotch area. Don't worry about this front half up here. Can you see? It's shaped differently. We're just lining up the crotch and the butt area all the way down the leg, just like this. And it should be equal all the way down. And now we're gonna just take, if you are just using a regular sewing machine, you're gonna sew with about almost like 3/8 of an inch seam all the way down this seam. I'm gonna serge it, so it's gonna cut some off as I go, but I'm gonna serge both these legs on those sections. Right sides together and lined up. So let's bring the serger over. No, I got it. I'm kind of in an awkward angle with this thing right here, but we're gonna make it work. Okay, here we go. Turn this thing on. I'm gonna make sure that my threads are pulled through nicely. I need a pair of scissors for snipping. And we're gonna match these two ends up, and I'm gonna sew all the way down, matching them up the rest of the way. And if you guys are curious, Sewing Machines Plus, Sewing Machines Plus is having Black Friday sale. It started already. So if you guys are in the market for any kind of sewing machines or anything that they have on their website, there's probably a sale for it. Oh, I need that little thingy. There it is, way over there. Sorry. I need my basket for my serger, or else this is going to be all over my desk with little fuzzies. We definitely don't want that. So I'm just serging down the edge. You can pin it if you want, but I don't bother. I just line it up. And I'm just keeping the same all the way down. And then you're going to notice at the end that your pant leg on the front side is 1/2 inch longer. We're going to trim that to size. What? This is a Brother Lock 1034D. Scott put a link in for it. You can serge, overlock. I don't know how to use it as an overlock or whatever. I don't know how to use anything but the way it was set when I got it, other than the tension, because I had to do that. And I've only had to thread it one time because it came unthreaded once. All right, here's
2 yards to make you a pajama pant?
Yeah, this is about 2 yards. It's about 1.5 yards from my height, but I'm short, so if you're taller, you'll need more. So just measure your waist to your feet and then go from there when it comes to yardage, like I said. So if you're, 6 foot tall, you really need a lot of yardage. If you're making them for your grandkids that are taller or something, then you definitely need more yardage. All right, so I'm gonna line this up and sew this next one. Huh? Oh, we're doing a giveaway also. You guys can't see it yet because the camera's tipped down. But it's a Thanksgiving table runner. What?
How much are you cutting off?
Oh, barely a strip. See, it's like 1/8 of an inch. It's not even 1/4 of an inch. It's a really skinny strip. It's barely cutting. Like I said, that's why I cut 1 inch on the edge, for my seam. Because I knew the blade here was going to chop some off. All right. Slightly move this out of the way right here. So you can see it's slightly right here. So here's my end of my seam right here. It's slightly not straight, but we're going to trim that off to where it is straight. That way when we hem the bottom, it'll be fine. But right now, I'm not even going to touch it. What I am going to do is take one of my legs now, and I'm going to turn it right side out. Just one. And then I'm going to take my other side, and I'm going to shove this in here with the open part right here to the side that the open side is on. So I'm literally going to put the leg within the leg. So the leg is inside the leg, and I'm going to find the center crotch seam right here. I'm going to put those together and help myself line up the outside by shaking the fabric down into the leg away from the desk that way where you couldn't see it. And now make sure that these side seams right here and these side seams right here are connected. So now you have something that looks like this. Both the legs are within each other, and you have a seam that's going to go all the way around, making this giant U shape. So one leg is right sides together into the other leg, creating a U shape right here. The seam width on this, I don't know how to, my serger, I don't know how to change it, honestly. So it's a 1/4 inch seam, but it seems pretty darn stitched down, so I'm not going to worry about that. All right, so now I'm going to nest these two seams. I'm going to put one way, one the other, and I'm going to put a clip right there. And then I'm going to match the top waist part right here. I'm going to put a clip. Then I'm going to match the top waist on this side. And I'm going to put a clip. And then I'm going to lay it open like this and put a couple clips on here. We're just trying to keep this shape from moving because it could shift on you when you go to sew your inseam. That's what this is called, is your inseam. I'm not much of a clothing sewer, but this is what I know how to do. This is one thing I learned quite early. And it's hard to forget it once you know it. All right. This is what the giveaway is. He's going to put it right there so you guys can see. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and stitch my inseam shut. So I'm literally going to start right here, stitch around all the way around to this side. Giant U shape. It says, Happy Thanksgiving. Let's be thankful. Give thanks. Does it say anything else? Blessings. And that's it. That's what it says on it. And then there's corn fabric on the outside of the front, and then the back side is green. It is from a video that I did, the Table Runner Madness video, where I made a video. It's under the videos tab on here on YouTube.
So they can have it
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
we're doing it now so that whoever gets it can get it by Thanksgiving. All right, here we go. But that's today's giveaway. All right, I'm same thing, barely cutting anything off. I'm making sure to remove my clips as I get to them. You do have to stop and adjust anyway because we are sewing around a curved section now.
PJs, could you do this with a regular pair of pants and leave the distance from the fold?
Hold on, what did you say?
If you don't have PJs, but you could use a regular pair of pants, could you do this and just leave a distance from the fold to give you more room for comfort?
Yeah, if you don't have pajama pants to start with, you can do this with any pair of pants. I wouldn't say yoga pants because those are too skinny. But any pants, you can use a pair of jeans as your template or your guide or anything. I would just set the fold away from the fold about, I don't know, maybe 1.5 to 2 inches, and then cut your inch away so that you have a nice open wide pair. Like I said, fleece pajama pants are better worn bigger size. They don't, it's not right when they're fitted. To me, I don't think fleece pajama pants need to be fitted to your size. Okay, what happened here? I have no idea. Where's my, what am I doing right here? Right here. There we go. My needle got stuck. It is a used machine. That was weird. But then I don't know how to do any of the settings on this thing either. Because I haven't read the book. Why? Because I don't read books. All right, now that that is sewn, like I said, I only cut little skinny amounts away. Now I can literally go like this, pull this leg out from inside the other leg, and now I have an inside out pair of pants. And you can see here's the butt side because it's sticking out like any pair of pants. Or you can turn it right sides out. Just gonna reach my hands in here, turn it right side out. And I have some threads sticking out of my seam because I didn't check before I sewed it.
How would you stop the fabric from fraying if sewing on a regular?
To stop it from fraying if sewing on a regular machine, you can either pink the edges or you can do a zigzag stitch along the edge. Some machines even have, what is it called? There's a stitch on some machines that are different than most. But here are my pajama pants so far. So you can see if I hold it right here, let's get that down. You can see that the butt sticks out. The crotch folds in just like any pants. So when you fold it down like this, you can see that they fold. They got that perfect inseam. Everything's nice. So when I go to wear these, the gut is going to be lower instead of above the belly button, although these seem like they're going to be kind of big at the moment. But that's only because I'm making them however I want to make them. The next step is to take your elastic and find out how big you are. Most people don't want to reveal that, but I could tell you right now, you guys just look at me. I'm kind of small. All right, I'm going to go right here, and I'm literally going to cut the elastic. I'm not going to tell you the number that it is. I gain and lose just like all of you. All right, so here's my waist. I'm going to, wow, that looks bigger than my waist, doesn't it? But it's not.
Don't you want it a little smaller?
No, we're going to cross over. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that your elastic is not tangled, because if you tangle it like this, then you have to undo it, and that's kind of hard to do. So lay it out and fold it on top of each other and cross over about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. I'm going to do about 1.5 inches. And I'm going to take this over to the Juki now. And I am going to stitch this with a round, okay, it says that you can't see right now, but I'm going to stitch a rectangle, and then I'm going to cross X over it. And I'll show that to the camera as soon as I'm done sewing it.
How wide is the elastic?
My elastic is 1 inch elastic. Yep, 1 inch elastic. You can use whatever size you want. I'm using 1 inch because that's what I have.
Stand up to measure your waist?
I probably should stand to measure my waist, but I'm not going to. Because I'm
Usually
pretty
just
sure these are going to fit.
do a little bit.
No, I'm good. And I'm using black thread because that's what I have in the machine at the moment. Once I make all the way around, I'm literally going to make an X across it. And yes, I should have measured my waist standing up, but I didn't. It should work. All right, I'm going to cut away this extra thread. And you can see that I created an X. So this is together. That's the way you want your elastic to be. And that seems pretty good for my waist. Yeah, because I have to stretch it. Okay. But we're going to make sure. I'm going to put the elastic around my waist, and if it holds up, then I'm good.
Do you prefer knit or
Oh,
braided
yeah.
elastic?
That's perfect. So sitting down got it just fine. Do I what?
Prefer knit or braided elastic?
I have no clue the difference on my elastic, if it's knit or braided. I have no idea. All right. This is the next step. We are going to stick our elastic in here, just like this. And I'm just going to fold this seam to one side or the other. It seems to want to go this way, so I'm just going to place this back here, and I am going to fold this down over it and past it. So I'm literally past it about a half of an inch. So I am going to go ahead and put a clip on it. And then I'm going to start sewing it. And I'm going to keep with that same distance. I can feel my elastic underneath. I'm going to sew next to it, not on top the elastic, but next to the elastic. I'm also going to keep it from spinning while I'm doing this. So this I'm going to come back to the Juki for. And if you want it not to be raw edge, you can serge. Actually, I'm going to do that real quick because I like the look of that. I'm going to serge this edge real quick all the way around. And then fold it over. That way I don't have to fold it under and it'd be too thick or bulky. This is just a quick, where's the button? I don't have a very long cord on this. It's literally backwards, but we're going to use it. I'm not really cutting anything off because I don't want to lose my edge. I just want to put a nice stitch. But you could fold yours under if you want. But since this is fleece, I don't want it to be thick. We're not doing anything fancy around this edge, so that's why I'm just serging it to make it nice. Okay, that's much better. That way when I fold it down, I'll clip all this extra thread away. When I fold it down, it won't be funny. Won't seem funny. I'm gonna line this up. I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna put that clip on there to hold it till I get to the machine. And I'm going to stitch right next to it, and I have a nice serged edge. Like you could fold yours under, like fold it under 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch, you know, and then put it down. But that creates a pretty thick seam along the edge. I'm just doing it without that. I'm just gonna sew right along the edge. And if you want, Scott, you could put the camera over here so they can watch me do this. All right, and I'm just using the black thread that I have in here. I'm not really too picky on that part. Just making sure this is lined up and I can feel that elastic.
You mentioned they like the colors of the threads, so I was telling them they don't know how to rethread it. That's why they're there.
Oh yeah, I don't know how to thread that machine, and so it's got 4 different colors purposely because I have no idea which one goes there or how it threads unless they're color coordinated. So you can see you could fold it under, so this would be out, this would be under, and then along there. But I really don't want to do that. I just want to lay it on the outside. I can feel that elastic and I'm sewing next to it, which in reality, I'm actually sewing on top of my serged edge right here. So you're just going to adjust. You're not going to yank your elastic. You're actually just going to adjust your pants. Folding them down. You don't really need to pin the whole thing because you're not going to be able to with elastic in it. Keeping these on the table. I can feel my elastic with my fingers. So now I can start pulling the elastic a little bit through, just a little. These pulled around, fold it, making sure that seam is folded down, matching it all up. Cross that. Make sure nothing's twisting. We don't want it to twist. That is one thing I have to watch the whole time, or else I end up with twisted elastic. And then it'll drive me nuts. And we're going to stop it from twisting too, because we're going to top stitch it once we straighten everything up. All right, keep folding. Coming over my original stitch, back stitch, break thread. Oh, I ran out of bobbin. I didn't even notice that because I'm using fleece. Go figure. Oh, I didn't run out. It tangles. It's tangled. Look at that. Let's grab another one. They're all almost empty.
You're gonna start rolling some more.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have enough black. I should have just switched out colors because I literally ran out right at the edge too with like 30 more stitches left. Cross over and back stitch. Grab these threads. And now I'm going to adjust my waist. So you can see there's my elastic waist. I'm going to find that rear piece right here that I stitched across with my X shape. And I'm literally going to go right here at this seam to keep this from flipping in here. And I'm going to stitch right on top of that from top to bottom. Literally just like that. So that's going to stop it from twisting up inside of there. And you can do this seam too if you want, stitch in the ditch on this front seam, but I'm not going to bother with this because if it does flip, I at least have my straight right here. Now it's time to work on these ends. So you can see right here at the bottom, it's just ever so slightly sticking out. We're going to straighten that up and we're going to hem that too, because that's the bottom. I'm just going to cut along that front straight piece. I'm going to go over to the serger real quick and serge around the edge because I like that for my bottom hem. For some reason, the legs don't even look the same length.
How are you gonna serge the bottom?
All the way around the edge. Hold on a second. Let me make sure that these legs are the same. Oh, they are. It just looks different. Okay. I'm going to straighten this one up too. I have the camera over here, so I'll move it over to the serger so you guys can see.
Are we going to the serger? You're not there yet.
I will be in a second.
Okay, hold on.
All right, let's go over to the serger and I'll show you how I serge the legs at the bottom, and then I'm going to hem them up, but I want them serged first. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm literally just going to grab the edge of the leg right here. It don't matter where you start. I'm going to put it under there. I'm just going to walk it around. If I can find the puddle again. There. So I just walk it around. I'm not really cutting anything off. I'm just going around the edge. And at this point, technically, I don't even have to hem. I can leave these open just like this if I wanted. But I'm not going to. I'm going to hem it. I'm going to come right up and past the stitch where I started. I will cut that off. And then veer away. And then cut that. So there's... If you don't have a serger, you can zigzag stitch, or you can bypass that and just fold it up twice for your hem. I'm not doing that because of the bulk for me, because this is the fleece. With my other pants, I'll do the folding, but this fleece pair, I'm not. I do actually have a small hem foot for regular cotton. So if I want a small hem on something, I can use that on. Actually, I have a hem foot for my other machine too, but I don't have that out. My other machine that has the hem foot. But some machines have a foot for hemming. I just want the clean edges. All right. Now back to the other machine to hem. Okay, so I'm just going to bring the camera. It's moving up and over to right here. Can you see that? The serger thread is maxi lock right now, but I have bought some from some Coates and Clark serger thread. All right, now to hem the bottom. I'm just going to make this easy on myself, and I'm literally going to fold it up about 1/2 inch. I am going to use my seam guide right here, and I'm going to line that up right here on half. I'm going to fold this, put it next to it, just like, fold it just a little bit more, right here, and put that next to it. Come on, a little bit more. When I say a little bit more, go a little bit more. Right there, there we go. Folding it up about 1/2 inch. And I'm going to stitch in it. So I'm just stitching along this, folding it as I go. So it should be landing on the edge of my serged end, all the way around. That's how I know I got it good, all the way around. And I'm not veering, because I tend not to sew straight. I'll have a nice hem on the bottom of my pants. A bit more right there. Cross over, cut my starter thread, and now you can see I have a nice hem, but this is also serged, so it won't start rolling and be funny, but it's also not super thick along the bottom of my pants. So let's do the same thing on the other bottom leg. Oh yeah, I have to have my natural nails for a while because I don't know what it is, but they say your nails tell signs about your health, but they're starting to get these like indentations and be rough along them, and they curve down. So, and they're all like messed up, and because it's winter, the skin around my nails is all messed up too. So I'm just natural for a while, even though I miss having my pretty nails. All right, I'm gonna sew this one. Just gonna keep it right there at the top of that hem stitch. Yes, I love the longer seam guide over the other one, which the other one actually could be used for hemming, by the way. The other one has this lip right here, so if you put it on this way, like this, you can run your hem over it. Or maybe it's this way. I don't remember. One of these ways, yeah, it's this way. Like this, it comes in and runs your hem along it. There's a video on how to do that with those. Starter thread away. And you should match your thread. I did not match my thread. All right, I went all the way around, and now I have a nice hem on this side. So now all I have left to do is try these on and show you guys how they fit. So I'm going to go off camera for a second where you cannot see me, because that would not be right. And we're going to put on these pajama pants, and I'll show you as soon as they're on. They look like they're going to be super comfy. I got to disconnect myself from this. You can use the serger for shirts. You can use it for pants. You can use it for tank tops. Anything that you buy at the store all has serged edges. Please be long enough. Please be long enough. Oh, perfect. They are perfect. Oh, they fit great. All right.
Nice.
Here we go. I'm going to have the camera come around to the other side. Camera is moving. Camera is moving. I'm going to turn it this way and you adjust it to where it shows me, please. Right here somewhere. All right, off. There we go. Look at that. A nice waist. It fits nice in the butt. It fits nice in the crotch. I have movable room in my legs, but it's not too much. It's not like overpowering. And it goes to the floor, which is one thing I love is my pajama pants to touch the floor. So they fit on my waist nicely. They have room for me to get bigger or smaller. Yeah. Look at that. And they're super soft. Okay, next pair. All right. Turn the camera off me for a second because I don't want to get too hot. It's hot here today. Guys, it was 75, so I'm going to put my other pajama pants back on until I make the other ones. Yeah, it was a good day. We didn't have to turn the AC on, but it hit 75 today, surprisingly. Now that I'm used to the cold weather, obviously it's warm now when it's not, 40 something degrees. It was 43, 44 this morning or something like that. It was super cold. All right. You can put the camera back up now. So pajama pants, numero uno. Super easy, right? That was like, I don't know, 30 minutes? 30 minutes to make a nice pair of pajama pants. Now to make the other pair. Yes. The camera can stay right there. Oh, the star of the show is coming to say hi. I'm going to dump this. All right, turn around, say hi, mister. Show everybody your face. Say hello. Here, wave your paw. Wave your other paw. Say hi. Exercise time. Do you want me to make you some fleece pajama pants? Pants. Not.
Heck no, I won't wear them.
Yeah. He wouldn't wear them. We've tried to put costumes on him and he won't move. He'll flop down like he's dead. All right, I'm going to move the serger out of the way and we're going to do that same exact procedure, but a little bit differently because these are smaller. All right. I want these to be a little bit more fitted and hopefully they come out a little bit more fitted. We'll see. I don't know how much fabric is here because again, this was gifted to me, but I do know that I needed, oh yeah, there's plenty here for me to make something else with too. Yay. If anyone's curious, it's called The Spirit to Create Free Spirit Fabrics Mystic Moonlight by Rachel Hauer. This is the skull damask. All right, I needed my measuring thing again. How long was my legs? I don't remember what it was again. It was 39. These ones I'm going to make 38 because
Why do you want them to touch the floor?
I don't like my pants coming to my ankles. It drives me nuts with my MS because it rubs against my ankles. So if it touches the floor, it goes beyond my feet and it doesn't drive me crazy. I'm very, very sensitive to clothing. All right, I'm going to come right here. I'm going to straighten this fabric out and use. I don't think the elastic shrinks. I've actually don't remember if it shrank before the last time I made pants. All right, I'm going to come about right here. I'm going to make a nice cut off of my fabric. Oh, look at that. I have plenty to make something else. Now, these are directional, so I'm going to do my best to line this up directionally, since this is a directional fabric. I put the ruler away, close this, and we're going to turn this around like this, because this is going to be the top and these is the bottom, because the skulls are directional. So this is nice and smoothed out, going to go ahead now and I'm going to bring the folded end. I mean, this is as smooth as it's going to get until they're washed. I'm going to bring that folded end right up to the selvage, just like this. Now, this is regular cotton now. For other, if you are a little bit bigger, so if you're like an extra large, I wear a large, but if you're like an extra large to 2, 3X, you may need to just do half the fabric on the fold and then have a whole second piece for your other half, if that makes any sense for, you know, your pants, because those are bigger than the fold of this. I can just say that right now. You're going to see right now with these pants against this. It's going to be called cutting it close, is what I call it. So that's why we're making them to the size of our current pants by using our current pants as the template. So you can see right here, it doesn't even cross over. Yeah, these are very wrinkled. So you can see it doesn't even cross over. So I may have to do the 2 pair. Yep, I'm gonna have to do 2. So we're gonna cut another piece this big. Yep, I'm not gonna be able to get it out of that fold. Okay, we're gonna do 2 pieces. I knew that was gonna be a thing for the large. I remember the days when I was small and I was able to get it from the fold, but I'm not anymore. I've gained weight since. So we're gonna do 2 pieces of fabric. I'm gonna lay them on top of each other. I'm gonna find the length that I need. And since this can be used for quilting, it doesn't matter if I waste any fabric or cut anything off because, again, this is quilting fabric. All right, I'm just gonna lay my ruler on here and cut this. That way both these pieces are the same size. That still leaves me with almost a yard. So that was 2.5 yards. So I still have plenty to make whatever else with this. Plus the scraps of my legs from the thing being bigger. All right, I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna put the fabric directional. Fabric directional. I'm gonna line these 2 ends up. So the fold sides I'm lining up, and we're gonna pretend this is just one, but we're on the fold. So each leg seam will not be on the outside of the pants. They're always in the inseam of the pants. All right, those are both lined up on the fold. I'm going to put the fold of my pants right here. And these are short because I cut them short because they were falling apart from walking on the edges. So I don't want you guys to think I'm making them too short, but I'm not. All right. I'm going to do the same thing cutting, except if you want, you could rotary cut this as well. So I'm going to cut them both the same at first, and then the other one I'm going to make smaller for the crotch, just by that inch thing that I did. So I'm going to go up about an inch right here on the top. I'm going to come right here. I'm about an inch away from the edge. I'm going to make it curve around. We're doing that same exact thing, except I'm on 2 pieces of fabric this time because I'm making large pants. So I guess the medium would have been the fold in halves. All right, I'm just going to slide it down. Cut all the way down, and I really don't need to cut much off of the bottom because my pants were already cut short. So those seem pretty straight right now. So I have all this right here that I can use towards making quilt blocks. Or if I want to put pockets on my pants, I could put pockets on my pants as well. I'm not going to today because that's just, doing too much. But I know how to do the pockets too if you want pockets. All right, so I'm going to separate one from the fold. I'm going to stick that to the side. That's going to be my butt. This is going to be my crotch. So I'm literally going to take it from this center right here, and I'm just going to make my way down to about 1 inch, just like that. So I cut a 1 inch to skinny off of it. Okay, now I'm going to do the same with the crotch part. I'm going to go in about 1 inch. I'm going to make that curve, and I'm going to meet up with the leg just right here. So I kind of went, oops, let me go straighten that out a little bit. Just a little, there we go. And now that goes in, and it's literally bumped a little bit right here. This is where a rotary cutter comes in handy. There we go. Much better. All right. We're going to do the same thing now. I'm going to go ahead and put this. I'm going to remember this leg is my inseam. It actually doesn't matter until we put them on anyway. But I'm going to put these together. I'm going to sew from the inseam down on the inside leg, not any of this upper part, just the inside part. So I'm going to sew with the serger again. Nope. I got it. Turn it on. I'm going to sew this, and then I'm going to sew this one right sides together as well, because that's my butt section. Throw these other things out of the way. Bring my chair back over here. And I'm going to sew the seam. Nope, my skulls are all right side up. They're all right side up. All right. I'm not really cutting much off again. It's probably going to be like 1/8 of an inch worth. It's just straightening it because you can tell I'm very jaggedy when it comes to cutting with scissors, if you haven't noticed. So it's just straightening it up. And these ones are landing exact because I didn't cut the end off. I left it from cutting it with this rotary cutter. So you can see I cut barely a 1/2 or 1/8 of an inch right here. Oh, it barely cut anything off. All right, I'm gonna line up the inseam of this and sew down this one. I saw the other one connected to the machine. Huh? Oh, I'm almost done with this part. Yeah, I guess. All right, I'm gonna detach the 2 of these from each other. And then we're gonna do that same thing I did before. We're gonna turn one of these right side out, just one. And I'm going to insert it into the other wrong side out. So I'm just gonna move that out of the way so that you can see. Put this right here in front of me. We're gonna put the right side out into the wrong side out. So they're right sides together. Bring it up here. Find those inseams right here. I'm gonna match those up and shake this up. Make it nice and straight. Match those inseams. Straighten this piece right here. I'm gonna grab my clips. We're gonna start with the inseam. We're gonna make that U, that little U we had before with the fabric right here on the table. We're gonna put these right sides, well, they're right sides together. We're gonna put clip in it right here at the seam and put one way, one the other. I'm gonna meet this end. Oh, this one's not crossed over. I must have cut too much off of the front part of the waist. Well, this one I screwed up. I cut too much off the front part of the waist, but that's fine. I'm gonna make it work. I got it. These are just gonna be the low rise. Oops. They're gonna be low rise.
Low rise.
I should take into account that these are regular fabric and not fleece. I literally cut too much off. They should still fit me though, because I'm only using 1 inch elastic. Just seems weird. I'm gonna sew it and then cut off the excess. Oh yeah, call a winner. You know how to do that? Where is the giveaway?
It ended. It was there. That was the giveaway. It just ended.
Did you have it open where you see all the names entering?
I don't know.
We lost the giveaway. Hold on, guys.
No,
We're gonna re-find it.
Yeah, see, it closed right
Yep,
there.
yep, yep. I found
It's
it.
right
Give me
here.
2 seconds.
See,
All right.
pick winner. See, I could have done
It didn't pick a winner on its own.
No.
Here we go.
it. We do it.
Pick winner. Janice Miller is the winner. Janice Miller, you are the winner. Please say something in the chat to know that you know that you won, and then send us an email at tiffanysquiltinglife@yahoo.com so we know where to send the table runner.
Yes, we need your address.
We need your address. All right, here we go. Sewing the inseam. And I'm gonna have low-rise pajama pants, but whatever. They should be fine. Again, I'm just nesting the seam. Wants to go one way on one side, the other on the other. Do I trim what?
One leg on men's pants,
I leave, if I was making men's, I would make them just the same. Honestly, I wouldn't cut as much out of the crotch though, because they have danglies, you know? So I don't know how that sits on men's, but if you cut from men's pants, it should be about the same, you know, shape wise. Huh? I have no idea. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the excess off of this so you can see. I'm gonna show it to you real quick. That's how much is hanging over. Yeah, I really messed that. Well, I don't know how to say those kind of words on camera, but they need room for those things. That's why guys' boxers are different than women's underwear. They have an area. I don't know how to say that properly without sounding weird. Sorry, danglies just made more sense. All right, I'm gonna pull this leg out, and then I'm gonna straighten that front part up. Yeah. So it was just one of the sides. Oh, I didn't trim. Oh, that's what I probably did. I only went through one layer. That's what I did. See, it's on the one leg. I forgot to trim the other top part. I did one-sided pants. How funny. That is so funny. All right, let me just make these equal. I'm gonna fold them at the inseam, line up my two folded edges, and then just trim that exactly the same right here. They should fit me. Let's throw that over there. All right. Yeah, these are going to be low rise. They're like high hips too. I might want to trim that down. That did not come out as planned. Hold on, guys. I'm going to give it a little side trim. Right about there. I don't want it to be too funky on my own self. Let's do this one now. That much off. Literally cutting like a half an inch off these sides. I don't want it to be weird like stripper pants or something. Because that's the side, the way they go up like the old 80s leotard things that, you know what I'm talking about? They're really high hipped. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and serge around that center, around the edge to keep it from fraying, because I'm literally going to just do a single fold when I do my waistband. I'm going to try my best not to cut anything off. I don't even think this cord is like 5 feet for this pedal on this machine. So if you don't have this machine, you can just fold your hem to put your elastic in there. Or you can just double fold it over when you go to put the elastic in. I'm doing this serge because I have the machine and might as well use it. What? Oh, I could use like black fabric for my waistband. You know what? That's a good idea. I know how to do that. Now that you guys say that, thank you for that. Because you know what? I'm just going to do that. That way it's not so low rise, because I don't really like low rise pants. I like regular waisted. All right, so that's serged. I'm going to leave that like that, but I'm going to grab some black fabric since that will work perfect with this. Can you pass me the black right there next to you? Yep. Thank you. All right, so I have some black fabric here. Let me see how high these land so I know how tall to make my. We're going to do 1, 2, 3 inch. All right, I'm going to do a 3-inch cut off of here from my waistband. And I'm going to be sewing it to the edge of that. No, because I'm going to have this folded into it. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I got to think real quick. Yeah, that's plenty. 3-inch. That should be plenty. That should make it enough in height. Move that out of the way. We're going to see how much around my waist is, sort of. That will be plenty, because that will give a whatchamacallit to it. There's a word for it. I'm looking for that word in my brain. It's, yeah, it's going to, there's a word. I can't think of the word. You guys are going to see right now. Just give me a second. My brain is not thinking of the word I'm looking for. It's going to create a wrinkle effect. So I'm just going to sew these ends together. I am going to cut this selvage off though. I'm at the other machine. Give me 2 seconds and we'll go back to the serger. Yes. No, leave it right there because I'm going to hook this to that with the elastic in it. They're going to see right now. All right. I have sewn my fabric. I just needed one full round, but it's going to bunch up when I put the elastic in here. So what I'm going to do is finger press this seam open. Thank you guys, whoever sent that, put the waistband. I can't believe I cut that top the way I did. That was totally accidental. I'm going to fold this in half with my waist size of elastic. Let me measure my waist real quick. This time I'll do it standing. Go right about here. I'm going to sew my X on my elastic real quick. So I'm going to make sure that my elastic crosses over. I'm going to do about 1.5 inches. You can do an inch, 1.5 inches. That's totally up to you. Make sure that it's not twisted though. That's one thing I've done a few times now, and then I wasted so much elastic twisting it. Then I ended up making kids' pants instead. I'm throwing things. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to that machine though. Okay. So here's my X on my elastic. You can see right there. I'm going to go ahead now and stick this in here. Fold these 2 sides together. I'm going to serge around it. I'm not going to cut any thread with this serge. I'm going to keep it away from the cutter. Just going to seal this elastic in here, and I'm going to have to pull a little bit. I'm going to fold it in there. I should have a full 1/2 inch between the elastic and my sewing. And I'm going to put this same exact 1/2 inch on my, should have went with more than 3 inches, but 3 inches. Just aligning it, putting my elastic inside this. Encasing it in here. We're going to see how much taller it makes this though, because you know it's probably still going to land waist with it low, but I'm not 100% about that because this is just adding 1.5 inches to it, honestly. All right, so I'm going to have to start pulling the elastic. Yeah, I don't know how which one of these buttons turns the blade off. Oh, I see. I know what it is. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pull some of this elastic through. Let me get this needles down position. That way I can pull this elastic through. Shrivel this up a little. All right. just going to pull that. I'm going to try to be very careful while I do. Straightening my elastic in there. Still keeping what's in front of the needle flat. Okay. It's kind of sloppy right there on the end, but all right. Now I just need to even this out so it looks equal. I'm going to take this over to the other machine now, and I'm going to stitch in this ditch back here so that my elastic doesn't turn. It shouldn't, because it's 1 inch elastic encased in a 3 inch or 1.5 inch canal. Make sure that's equal all the way around. Going to the other machine now. You can move the camera now. Right here. It's a lot of camera moving today, and I'm sorry. Yeah, it fell. Okay, so now I'm in the seam of the back, and I can feel my elastic in there. So I'm just going to stitch in that ditch to hold my elastic so it never comes out of that spot. So now everything should be nice. And what we're going to do is not have a magnet on our scissors, for one.
I said it looks like a large garter belt.
Yeah, it is because of the color of the...
You got stuck here.
Yeah, it got stuck. All right. This part is the part that may confuse some of you. I am going to go ahead now and put this, so this right here like this is right side for me. I'm going to take and find that center back seam, and I'm going to put it upside down. I want my stitching facing up towards this stitching right here. I literally put the center of here inside here, and I'm matching up this center, and I'm going to put a clip on it. Then make sure that none of this is twisted around, and put this all facing up. This, see? And now I'm going to be stitching all the way around this, but first I want to stretch it. Put that center right there. I'm finding my 4 sides. And this you can stitch on a serger, or you can stitch it on from the regular machine. I think I'm probably going to go back to the serger. And just restitch right over all of this stitching. But I can do it on this one too. So I stretched it, and I found my side seam right here. I'm going to stretch it and find the other side. There. I'm going to stitch this on, and it's going to naturally flip up. So I'm going to go ahead and use this machine to do it. Put my seam guide on here so that I don't go beyond my 1/4 inch seam allowance for this. I'm going to line that back up right there. And I'm going to stitch it, and I'm using a 2mm stitch length. I'm literally going to stretch it right here from the needle down to the pin, and I'm going to hold it because I didn't pin in between. So everything should be nice. I'm stitching on the edge pretty much of my serged edge.
Did you make a casing and throw the elastic through?
That's what is in here. I made this fold over. Oh, yeah. I might be doing it different than other people. All right. Hold this right there. All right. I'm going to stretch it to this one. My elastic is completely out of the way, or at least it should be. Stretching it to there. And my last area. Lining my two serged edges up and just sewing along this. All right, so here's my stitched on edge once it's folded down. And you can see my serge line. I might have to come in because I wasn't completely around the edge. Let's see how much of it I did that on. Did it around that front side too. Let me fix this real quick. Just need to do a couple stitches all around it. Move that out of the way. Where's my clips? There they are. Sorry about this, guys. I'm like now all over the place. So you can see I didn't quite catch my serger stitches on the all the way around. I did most of it. So let me just fix this. So I need this little area right here. It didn't cross over. I'm gonna make sure it does by coming back a little bit. Just a little bit. I want to feel that. I can see where some of the stitches are. I'm getting a second stitch all the way around it. Hey, that's good. That means they'll hold up really nice. Sure, I don't even know where I started, so I'm hoping that I'm beyond that now. And it doesn't help that I ran out of bobbin a long time ago. Wow, I've been air sewing. So another black one in here. Brown, 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 navy. All right, let's roll this as a black bobbin real quick. Sorry guys, I ran out of black bobbin thread. And if I want to stitch the rest of this, I need black bobbin thread. I'm going to check the areas and put a clip, oops, where I need to sew. That way I don't just keep sewing all the way around. So I need to sew right here, from here to there.
Bobbin one day.
So I need to sew from here to here. And then I'm gonna check some more, and that way I'm not wasting my time sewing all the way around it. Oh, I got the rest of it, so I just need one more section. I didn't even think to pre-wind bobbins for any of this, my friends. All I know is, can you turn the fan on? Because I am sweating my butt off here. It's because I'm working. Technical difficulties. All right, I'm gonna sew from this clip to the other clip. I'm not even gonna bother with, because I have a line that I can stay on. I'm not gonna bother with the seam guide because I just need to stay above the stitching right here. can see. All right. Now that that's on there, it just folds itself under. I'm literally going to top stitch this though so that it stays down. To me, I think that looks clean when I do that. So I'm going to stick this under here and I'm just going to top stitch right here in this seam. Literally in the seam, in the ditch, stitch in the ditch. I'm not on the elastic, I'm more on the purple fabric side. So I guess I'm next to the ditch. I'm literally yanking it though so that it allows the fabric to stretch. Oh man, the whole area right there. Where does it go? From here to here. I don't want the whites showing through. This is going to shrink, yes. Hide it now? Yeah, I thought I rechecked it, but whatever. All right, I'm going to find where I ended. And let's start back over. These pants are proving to be a little bit more of a problem, but stuff happens. As long as I can wear them, that's good. That's all that matters, right? And these I don't actually have to wear as pajama pants. I could wear these outside. They don't have pockets or anything, but they're still cute. All right, here's my start. And then I just got to hem the bottom. All right, so that is now stitched down at the waist. So I have a nice stretchy waistband. That looks good. Now I'm just going to hem the bottom. They didn't get adjusted or anything. I didn't have to cut them, so I'm literally just going to self-hem. I'm going to fold it over about a quarter and then a quarter and stitch. And I'm going to fold it as I go. So I'm going to fold it in a quarter and then fold it over a quarter. Stitch to my finger, fold it under a quarter, fold it over. Just doing a little hem all the way around the bottom. Just a little hem. And if you want to measure it, you can. I'm not serging it, I'm double folding it under. Yep. If I have a little bit more fabric left, I can make something that matches. I could also put top pockets on, honestly. Just the sitting on the top kind. Find my starting stitch. Tangle from the starting stitch. Thread was long. Stitch over it, back stitch, back stitch. And if I want to add pockets later, yes, I can add it just the same as you would put a zipper pocket in a purse. So there's one hemmed bottom, nice. And I just folded it under so there's no raw edge. Now I just need to do that same exact thing on this one. So I'm just gonna, I'm just starting however, wherever, as long as I fold in a quarter and then I fold over like that. So I literally have a 1/4 inch rolled hem. I don't want to attach the foot, and I think that only does 1/8 of an inch hem. So I fold it, adjust, use my fingers, fold it just and so. It's better if you leave the needle down just a 1/4 of an inch. I have made a tank top before. I have also made maxi dresses. The only thing I've never made is button-up shirts, or I've made a romper. That was really hard to figure out, and I still have it to this day. I just can't wear it because it's from small me size. What else have I made? I've made other things. I've made a few clothing items. I made pajama dresses, pajama pants. I've made all sorts of stuff. All right, let's try this pair on. Let's hope they're not as low ride as they look. Okay. All right. Just gonna go behind the camera. I have a feeling because I don't have a tag and the front isn't lower than the back.
Yeah. You put them on the wrong way.
They're like exactly the same. It wants to fold back that way, so I'm gonna assume that that's the back.
And you do need pockets to tell which is the front, which is the back.
All right, let me tuck my shirt in real quick. You guys don't need to see my belly and stretch marks. Although whoever's ever watched any of my swimming videos, obviously you see all that.
You had 4 kids.
I had 4 kids, yes. All right, here we go. Tip that up.
Yes,
I'm not stepping on them. So they fit. Got plenty of waist room. They seem lower on the back, but this might be the front, and this actually might be the back. I'm not 100% about that because I trimmed that front and back to the same side, so I'm not 100% sure, but they are long enough. I could fix that problem, you know, but they do fit nice. They're just kind of low. If I sit, my butt might fall out. Not that bad, I guess. So there we go. With the black waist, I'll still wear them. They're comfortable and they're not like tight, you know. There's room for my legs. I like that. They're cute too. And I did directional. Look at that. My skulls are right where they're supposed to be. Ta-da. All right, turn the camera down. Put my other pajamas back on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out the top and bottom of these. I'm like trying to hold them to see. It goes back like that. I'm pretty sure that's the back then. And that's the front. Okay. Oops, can't leave that thing up there. Put that back on my waist. Bring these back over here. Alrighty. So I made a working pair of pants out of this. I probably should have did a higher waist instead of 3 inches. I probably should have did like 5 inches, but that's okay. That's okay. And then the other pair, we're gonna run an auction between now and while I show this stuff off. I'm gonna turn the serger off though. Yep, it's a Christmas house is the auction today. We're gonna start it off at $10 like usual. So anybody that wants to win yourself a Christmas house, it even has a roof. I'm already right here. It is 27.5 by 28. I'm just gonna slide over to the side so you guys can see that. And then you can see my homemade, I like the height of the pajama pants. I probably should have made the other ones higher, but these are nice. And I have more fleece. I have lots of minion fabric, minion fleece. I have a ton of it. So I might just make myself another pair of minion pants because I have enough to make minion pants. And then these, they're low rise, but I might just fix that front, you know. I mean, it sticks out of the butt, so you think this is the butt side, and it's actually sitting lower. I messed something up. That always happens, but they fit, and I'll still wear them because they're awesome and they're purple skulls. Alrighty. Any questions? I'm gonna bring this up close so that you guys can see this. It has hanging hooks if you want to use it to hang on the wall like I do with mine through the dowels, but it also lays flat on a table when those are on there. Just thought I'd let you know. So you can see the quilting around the black has those little swoop feather drops. Then in all the triangles around it, they all just have triangles. The sky has clouds. The roof is a roof with tile shingles on top of the wood house. Door is crosshatched. The wood grain is just along the wood. And then there's a heart in the middle of the house. The back is just what you see. I changed thread colors. It does have a tag on it, which I forget to put on things like the 3 table runners I did yesterday, but that's okay. So you can see I changed thread colors, so it's not really that pretty of a backing. I mean, it's pretty, but you know, it really doesn't matter because the purpose of these things are for the front. There we go. I'll hang it back up right there. So you can see. And then the binding is just the fabric that I use for the back, which matches because it's Christmas cabin. Did I even name it? Yep, I called it Holiday House. It's at 45. All right, so if there's no questions.
Did you use a pattern for the house?
Yeah, actually, this was one of Becca's patterns from Sew Becca. I don't know if she put it on her website. I don't remember seeing it on the website, but it's something I was testing for her to see if it worked out. And then I sent her a big giant long thing. Change this, change this, change this. She's like, it was already good. She already fixed it. So, but I made it work with what she sent me. And yeah, it worked out perfect. So yeah, it might be on her website. I don't know what she would call it, what she called it though. Oh, I have to de-thread my pants. There we go. All right. We are at 50. Coloring book. Ooh. Yep. Oh, all this right here is rulers, and then the cross hatching is rulers. The stitch in the ditch is ruling, but this is free motion, and the little the words for it. It's like clamshells to create the roof look. That's all free motion, and then around the edge is free motion. But a lot of it's quilting rulers, except for like echoing right here. This is free motion. Yeah. Everything else is stitch in the ditch with ruler work. But most times I free motion quilt everything, like fully free motion quilt. All right. Any other questions? Oh, 6:30. Wow. 6:40. All right. All right. Is Salissa, is that Salissa?
Yeah.
Salissa Hoffman at 50 going once, 50 going twice. Sold to Salissa Hoffman for 50. So send us an email at tiffanysquiltinglife@yahoo.com and let us know how you would like to pay. If it's Zelle, there's no fee. If it's PayPal, there's a fee. And if it's Venmo, then it's free. So let us know how you want to pay. It's either Zelle or Venmo, which are the free ones, and then PayPal, which has a fee. All righty. No other questions, you guys? I'm good. I'm gonna put my eyeballs on though so that you guys can ask questions while I'm still here and I can actually read it. I love this. I wish the top part, that's probably what screwed me up because, I think it did that last time. I had to do the 2 pieces of fabric because when I was smaller, I could just fold it. And when I had wider fabric, I just folded it And don't forget, guys, a lot of places have started Black Friday sales, but SewingMachinesPlus has started their Black Friday sale. So if you guys need any kind of sewing machines or anything, you might want to head over there. Use my link here. Head over there and see what they got available. You never know what you might find on sale.
They sell other stuff other than
Yeah,
machines.
they sell other stuff other than machines. They sell fabric and other things too. And then tomorrow is Monday. So tomorrow, Monday, no, it's Monday. Yeah. Tomorrow morning, a new video will be coming out for a new quilt. Ooh, you guys are going to like it. And then Thursday will be a new video that kind of correlates. Well, it does correlate with Monday's video, but I needed to make sure Monday's was out before Thursday's can be released, or else it's vice versa backwards. Yes, happy Veterans Day, everybody. Happy birthday, Marine Corps. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here because I am done making some pajama pants for me to wear. I'm going to go put them on later when it's cold because right now I'm hot. Whew. Anyways, don't forget, tomorrow a video and Thursday a video, and I'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye.